Number 11. I'm going to pass things over to Marshall and Paul with the final round of draft here at this Pro Tour.
Man, he seemed chill.
Yeah.
Right? Just,
my first time.
yeah.
I'm doing really well.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, everything is gravy at this point.
Yeah, that's right. And what a run, by the way, from Julian here. I mean, your first Pro Tour, and you're finding yourself at this high of a table out in the field there. You are going to be happy to see it. You take a look at our head-to-head here. Marco Belacca, undefeated. Hasn't taken a loss yet so far. Julian Riedener, 8-1-1. And can this Merfolk deck get over the finish line is kind of the question that I have, Paul. You know, Monty was saying at the booth that, you know, maybe in the field, we actually speculated about this too when we were watching the draft, that these are, of course, graded on a curve. You know, your deck is as good as it is compared to the other decks in your pod, because those are the players that you're going to be playing against. And, you know, maybe this one actually ended up being a little better than we thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think kind of coming out of the draft, it's not just us who were thinking that the deck might have been a little mediocre. I mean, just throughout the course of the entire draft, Marco was just kind of shaking his head.
Oh, totally.
He was expecting a lot more out of this. But, you know, now that he's 2-0, I mean, if you kind of asked him at the beginning of the or at the end of the draft, would you be happy with a 2-1? He would have locked it in.
Absolutely. And he's already done that. So let's see if he can improve it to a 3-0. Bioval Boggart's going to get into the red zone. And that means he must have a decent blocker. No, actually he doesn't.
Yeah, it is a Gristle Glutton, but there is a deep channel duelist here in Marco's hand.
And the Preacher's going to erase the damage done by the Boggart, plus add another life to Belacca, even just by turning it sideways.
Yeah. Yep, 3-3, and you know, Julian did mention that his deck, you know, the Rakdos colors typically is a color combination that has access to a lot of removal. Julian's deck, a little bit light on it. Now, he does have that Soul Immolation. If he finds that, that's of course going to be fantastic against the Merfolk deck, but outside of that, just not a lot of good spot removal.
Yeah, and that's tough for him because this particular draw from Belacca would be weak to removal.
Right.
Killing the Duelist would change everything here, but not an option.
Now, he can do this over time. He did find a second copy of Bioval Boggart. So with the Gristle Glutton, you know, chip away, do a little bit of rummaging, get some extra, get the 2 -1/-1 counters on the Duelist. Yeah.
There it is.
So it's a little bit trickier now if you're on Marco's side. It's kind of difficult to attack here. We have kind of block, blight, rummage, kind of find what you need type situation here.
That's right. So this may be a bit of a stop sign for Marco, but if he can get something going in the sky, which is kind of where his deck wants to be anyway, then he will have the green light.
Yeah, Marco, a little bit short on lands, would have loved to just be able to continue running out the lands, running out lands here. You can still attack here. If you'd like, you do gain the life, but then you know the -1/-1 counter is going to go onto the Duelist. Oh, actually, no blocks.
I think he just was writing
down
the
the life gain. Okay, yeah. I was like, okay.
Because he actually would get to just wipe the board here.
No, yeah, but there is a Flock Imposture in Marco Belacca's hand here. That's going to save the Duelist after the second trigger, I believe.
That will still kill the Preacher.
That would, but, I mean, you got to be happy about that, right?
Absolutely.
You basically got a 2-for-1 here, and your Merfolk Lord still survived.
Jeez. Julian really is supposed to have answers to this type of board.
Right.
In this color pair. So a little bit of a weird build, like you mentioned. The Kolrath Zealot's going to search up the plains.
Yeah, splashing for a Risk the Evermore, which, you know, has, honestly, in my experience, has underperformed a little bit relative to how flashy the card looks. Julian must have some nice combinations to play the Risk in his deck. I mean, it is quite nice when you can blight onto your creatures and then remove the blight counters with the Risk.
He's going to play the plains, which will actually help out with Reaping Willow as well.
Yeah, I wonder if Julian wants to get some aggression going here. You could choose to run out a Gut Splitter Gang. Currently not winning the life total race, though. Could instead just go for something like a Chaos Spewer. Okay.
Well, he's going to run out the gang.
Marco does have a Noggle the Mind here to deal with the Gut Splitter gang if he wants. And also found a Temporal Cleansing here, but a little bit stuck on lands here. Now remember, Marco is playing 16 lands instead of 17.
Right.
When I did see that, I thought maybe that's kind of cutting it a little bit close here. You do have a lot of looting effects, so you can kind of afford to make sure that you play the 17 lands. It's not like this curve is ultra low. It's just kind of a regular blue-white deck. And in those instances, you typically want to go with the 17 lands.
Yeah, the temptation is because of Convoke. Right, that I don't need that many actual lands on the battlefield because many of my cards can be cast by my creatures, but that is a risky proposition.
Right.
Chaos Spewer number 2 here for Riedener off the top.
Oh, so this is going to be great because, okay, no, never mind. It's going on the Gristle Glutton, but still, you wait for the 2/1/1 counters, then after you attack, then you can go for the Noggle the Mind here and just take 1 damage.
Yeah, good timing there from Belacca. Sure, 22.
Yes. 22.
Couple of Chaos Spewers here. Might just be interested in cashing in the 1/1 here and turn the Chaos Spewer into a 5/4. Nope, just going for the Heirloom Monty instead. And hey, with a pair of 1 toughness creatures on the battlefield, you can use this to kind of smooth out your draws, put a counter on one of your creatures that could die, and pump up your Elder Auntie. Good land draw here from
Yeah, I
Marco.
was just going to say, that was really nice.
But doesn't look like he has any intention of running out the Duelist just yet. Probably just playing out a Shore Lurker maybe if he didn't play out the Duelist before attacks.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to set up for a big attack force in the sky.
Yeah. Doesn't look like a land.
Yeah, he gets to Surveil 1. He's kept
Okay,
it.
he's keeping it.
Light one here.
More bad news for Julian.
Has to.
Trigger. Move counter surveil.
Move a counter Surveil.
Top.
Oh, he can
Oh,
put it on top
keeps it
too.
on top.
Here. Discard.
Spewer. Yeah.
And he even gets that
All
card
right.
now.
Yeah, get the Spewer out of the way.
My turn.
That's a lot of action on end step there.
Yeah. Could just be a land, right?
Like a swamp.
Yeah, it was a swamp, just so you can hard cast the Spewer, and then if you can get another black or white source, you can play the Reaping Willow and activate it instantly, which is kind of what you want to be doing with the Willow.
Combat.
He's got a lot of stuff to get back with Reaping Willow. That could be a long-term game plan if left unchecked. Does Marco have answers for that right now? I guess Temporal Cleansing
Right.
would set it back a lot, especially if Julian doesn't take the route that you mentioned.
Okay, just goes for the Willow right away. Now, the blue-white decks, when you play against a blue-white deck, there's not actual like a lot of hard ways to deal with the Reaping Willow. If you play against a red-black deck, for example, you kind of don't want it to get targeted by a Feed the Flames or what have you. But blue-white, you know, Blossom Bind doesn't work particularly well, right? You would kind of need to play Spiral into Solitude or something like that. And a bounce effect only deals with it temporarily.
Yeah, and it's actually a pretty big problem because, you know, he can use it to get back creatures and then use the Grizzly Glutton to keep counters flowing on it. And it just becomes this long-term issue. And the fact that it has lifelink too, and, you know, huge amount of toughness means that you can often turn it sideways a time or two and keep yourself alive. That could be a long-term problem for Marco. It looks like he may have...
You can go with cleansing here, right? You can do something like play the Deep Channel Duelist, then play the cleansing, attack for 4, just to kind of slow down the Reaping Willow, make sure that you can't gain the 3 life.
Yeah, and that is a lot of pressure coming in the sky if you do that. Only 4 this turn, but it'll bump up to 7 next turn. And this is the power of Convoke. And it looks like Marco says, well, I can just attack here first, and then I'll cleansing after, keep that information away from you.
4 in the air.
So you're down to 9.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty quick clock as well.
It really is.
There's a 4/4 and a 3/3 flyer in play. Yeah,
And the
big
cleansing
play
really
here.
slows things down here.
You could rummage right now, right? You could just put a counter on your, as it's getting bounced, activate the Gristle Glutton, right?
Kind of a free place to
Yeah,
put a
you just
counter.
get a free rummage. There you go. Get that swamp out of the way. Perhaps look for a Soul Immolation. The best card in Julian's deck would be pretty nice here, as there's a 3/3 Auntie, so you can sweep the board for 3 damage. Oh, and he found it!
No way.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God, that Soul
was the
Immolation
card
in the
that he
hand.
drew. So now he can put all the counters. You can put 3 -1/-1 counters onto the Gristle Glutton, make a 4/4 Elder Auntie, and clear Marco's board.
That was such a great rip for Julian. And then
Cards in hand. 3.
he'll be able to draw the Tree Folk and just kind of take over the game from there.
Yeah, I mean, Marco still has 3 cards in hand, but that was the actual best possible card that Julian could find in his deck.
Holy smokes, what a draw.
You should probably just...
The question is, which creature does he want to have left over?
Oh, wait, what's happening here?
Dice. Trigger.
Okay. Oh, because you can still
can
just
actually keep
Blight
it
X.
alive?
You can keep it alive, so it's a 4/4, and you get
And
to
he can do 3.
You get to rummage here and surveil. Sure, that is another option. You get it for a little bit less damage because you have to blight
Yes.
3.
Soul Immolation.
And Marco is
Plus
not going to be
Blight
happy
3.
to see this
Yeah.
one. This is his game plan completely
Right.
falling
X
apart.
damage to each opponent and each creature they control.
So Marco will go down 216,
And loses board.
loses board, and Julian was able to kind of smooth out his draws as well. What a big turnaround.
Marco playing it cool, but that was devastating.
Inside, he's like, wow,
He's
that
like,
sucked.
seriously?
Go.
All right, so now Marco needs to rebuild here. He's got a bunch of expensive cards, but needs to get those creatures on the battlefield to get his Convoke going.
Yes.
And just the Peddler is just a little bit weak here.
That is
Now,
such a difference.
if Julian can find a black source, if he has a swamp here, nope, that's a mountain.
Mountain, yeah.
If he had a swamp, he would have been able to play the Reaping Willow and activate it immediately.
But he can just run it back out again.
You can. You absolutely can. And here's the thing, too. I mean, he's got that Chaos Spear in hand. He can get something back, play the Chaos Spear for 3
Yes.
mana, blight 2, then get another thing back if he has another card in the graveyard.
Yeah, that's why he ended up keeping it this way, because the other option was to keep the Glutton around and use it as the fuel for the counters. But by the time he gets back 2 things, he's going to be so far ahead.
Yeah, what he could have done if he wanted was just blight 3 onto the Glutton.
Right.
And then you still have the 4/4 Auntie with the Glutton. But that way you get to get him for more damage, but you don't get all the extra rummaging / surveilling effects off of the Elder Auntie.
Wow. Immolation taking over the game for Riedener, trying to be the first player to knock off Marco Belacca. He just has not lost in the tournament yet.
Just attacking here. I would probably just take this here. You're at 9 life. You know, Glamour Gifter would be really bad. Protective Assistance would be very bad here if you choose to block with the Reaping Willow. Yeah. Good no block here from Julian. And a Tributary Vaulter. So just one creature at a time. Marco needed to kind of double spell
Right.
to try to recover from that board wipe effect. But
Yeah, and he's going to get hit too.
yeah, now Julian's going to be able to activate this Reaping Willow, who unburied too. So, I mean,
Oh,
he's
wow.
kind of got all the grind engines online here.
Yeah, the Reaping Willow gaining life here is huge. Like because remember, he doesn't have that much in the way of removal.
Oh, he's got a spear in the graveyard,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So now he can just activate it twice?
and just do it again
Oh my goodness, and then you can get the Gristle Glutton back
and start the chain rolling.
and
again,
attack for 3 and gain 3 life.
which is really important here.
And if somehow there's a removal spell, you still have the Unbury to kind of get your creatures back.
Yeah, I mean, he might just want to get only the Willow back.
Right, absolutely.
I think that's like the first time it's ever only hit one.
Yeah, there's also a Kolrath Zealot in the yard,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nice one too. But yeah, I mean, look at Julian completely rebuilding here off of that Immolation, and this is looking awesome for him.
Yeah, the way is clear for his attack as well.
Good comment.
He doesn't have to worry about anything with just the one creature and the one planes up.
And it's a 3/6. So now it's 10 to
So
12
both
here.
10.
And he has the spewer ready to roll.
Right. And the Vaulter just doesn't even, it can't pump itself.
Right.
So you're just not even taking a whole lot of damage this turn.
Yeah, it's a land off the top here for Belacca.
Yeah, Gristle Glutton, discard Chaos Spewer, put a counter on your Reaping Willow,
Seriously?
rummage another card, get the Chaos Spewer back, rummage another. This, I mean, this is the engine.
Wow. You can see why he stretched his mana for the Reaping Willow.
Yeah, absolutely. And the risks, right? Just the risks. Also, you know, there's a lot of Blight synergies. Of course, that's what the Goblins deck is trying to do. And Julian taking full advantage and showcasing what this deck is capable of.
Yes. Throw the test. Yeah.
Yeah, put this Sky Swimmer on the stack, then resolve the loot.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be enough. Now, that is a pair of flyers here, but it's just going to be so hard to race this Reaping Willow.
Yeah, if not for that Soul Immolation, I don't know that Julian's long-term game plan would have been able to come online quickly enough.
Yeah. That was
But with this, he's got,
such a big draw.
yeah.
End of turn. Umbury.
All right, get a couple of Goblins back.
Gang and Hoggers.
Yeah. And Gut Splitter Gang also great with Reaping Willow.
Yeah.
Just any Blight to effect, fantastic
Mana.
here. Julian maximizing his mana usage here. Does he have another card to get back? I believe there is a Bile Vile Boggart you could choose to get back here as well.
There is. I guess that's the downside to the
Okay.
Unbury.
Right.
Nothing left.
You can get a blocker out of the way. The 5/4 gets blocked by the 2/2. The Elder Auntie would grow into a 2-power creature, so not quite lethal yet. I don't see a way to
Yeah, can he get
kick
two
both of the
counters?
creatures off the
Right.
battlefield, right? That would involve 3 Boggart triggers, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be able to get both. I don't think you have it here, so just going to attack here.
Yeah, he's slamming for a bunch, though.
Yeah, the Elder Auntie at any point can be a 2/2 here, as you have the Blight on the Gristle Glutton with the Bile Vile Boggart in play. So Marco just playing to not die.
Damage. You take 3.
Take 3, but critically
I got
gain
4.
3.
Right.
And can he just sit now on
No,
this?
you take 8.
Yep.
Oh, he's got a lot of action here.
Yeah, I mean, you can still just play the Chaos Spewer, Blight onto the Reaping Willow, and get the other Bile Vile Boggart back, right?
Yeah, just why not?
Trigger.
Yep,
My Reaping
yep.
Willow.
3 mana, 5/4 with upside here.
Wow.
Counters.
Jeez.
And get back the last target.
Turn my Bogart.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be too much to handle.
Go.
So Marco can attack for what, 5 here?
Yeah, 5 in the air. Can shrink it. Julian has the ability to shrink it by 1 because you can sack one of the Bile Vile Boggarts. There is an Omni Changeling, so you could use that to copy something. You can perhaps copy a Reaping Willow, get a
Yeah.
Lord back out of the graveyard.
There's something there.
Right, but it would be kind of expensive because the Omni Changing still costs 5 mana. You can convoke it out, but to activate the ability, it would be another 2 mana. So you'd only be able to attack with 1 creature.
Yeah, you'd get to attack with a 4-powered Sky Swimmer, and you'd get a loot out of the deal. But
Right. Well, I guess if you
At
get the Lord
8?
back, it would be 5, right?
yes,
Yeah.
that's impressive. But your board would be Sky Swimmer, Lord, and yeah, this is what Belacca's doing right now.
Right.
He's like, wait a minute, am I
Yeah.
just dead if I do that? And the answer is yeah.
I mean, you would also have a 3/6 lifelinker on the battlefield.
Right, that's true. No, no,
that,
totally.
That could make it so that Marco could potentially survive.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that he could live.
You need to decision.
Yeah, the Sky Swimmer is a free attack here. feel like Marco's still trying to dig for something. Oh, he's just trying to be aggressive here with his flyers. Okay, so... Oh, perhaps just going to look to use Glamour Might to slow things down.
Okay.
And Julian going, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to preserve my life total here. Let's just shrink things down here.
I'm going to do it anyway, probably, right? So
Trigger?
Elder anti-trigger, yes.
Surveil.
No need for another glutton. You could always get it back.
Just get it back anyway.
Right? Rummage away. Okay. So
Then we can damage.
it's 4 damage.
4, right? 8.
You can see Julian wanting to be very careful with that life total.
Oh no, he is playing
Omni Changeling.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's going to resolve the loot.
All right. So this tells me that he's probably going to go get that Lord back, right?
So before you play the land, what is it?
Oh no, he copied the Sky Swimmer. Excuse me. Okay, so just going
really?
all to the skies, right? Because now you have 4 damage in the air, potentially 6 with the Tributary Vaulter and the Glamour Might. So that's 8. However,
But if anything dies,
right, and also there is the Balval Boggart in play, so that
Exactly.
still puts you 1 short of lethal potentially.
it does.
Now, it would be able to tap down the lifelinker, so I do like the fact that Marco is trying to put himself in a position to win very, very soon. But I imagine there are going to have to be some chump blocks here as well, given that Marco is at 8 himself. So the 1-1 can get in front of a 5-4, the 3-6 gets tapped, but you're still facing a lethal attack off the other
Yeah, it's
creatures.
a really tough spot here for Belacca. He's trying to steal this.
This is a Blighted Blackthorn. Ooh, you would take a point of damage
careful,
here.
Careful.
You play this, you take a point of damage.
Play Light of Blackthorn?
Probably on the Boggart, maybe?
Light 2?
Yeah. Okay, that'll target the swimmer.
2, if you do first, I think the ability resolves first. Lose life, draw card.
Okay.
And then -1 here.
He's just
just
going to
going
go for
the
lethal
win
or
here.
at least force the chump by one of the flyers.
But we know that Marco has the Glamour Might, so it won't
Right.
quite be lethal this turn. But that didn't kill a flyer. Tap down the lifelinker. You have to chump block one of the 5 power creatures. Actually, you have to chump block 2 of them.
So that means that a flyer will die here.
Because you need to tap down the lifelinker, right?
No, I think in
Sorry? Okay.
So you tap down the lifelinker. If you're 2 5-4s and the 3-3 attack and you're sitting at 8 life here, yeah, again, you can't just chump block and block one of the 5-4s. You have to block 2 creatures to survive.
And that takes lethal out of the air, right?
Right, and if you let the 3-6 attack, then Julian goes up to 10, and I don't think you have enough to actually kill your
that
opponent.
doesn't work either.
Yeah.
So close.
Very
for
close.
Belacca, yeah. You can see the lines of play that he's trying to pursue, but it just feels like it's not quite there.
This Glamour Might has done a lot of work over the course
It
of
has.
the draft, yeah.
It's really good in this type of deck.
Right.
He's, Marco is primarily winning the game through flyers in the air. And when you can add a flyer that also takes away a combat step from an opposing creature when you're in the damage race,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Yeah, Marco, it's a tough spot here because he is behind. Judge telling him to kind of hasten things just a little bit. And Julian, attack with the 2 5-4s and the 3-3. Force Marco to have to block with both of his 2-2 flyers here. Yeah, there is simply no other decision here to make, so. So now if you're Marco, you just have to chump block both of the 5-4s. There's no other block here either, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
So he's going to do just that.
Go to 5.
5?
And Riedener still has 2 blockers on the ground. And the
Yeah.
Sky Swimmer that's left also has a -1/-1
there-
counter on
Is
it.
there a way to,
I'm trying
get
to
4
find
extra
one.
points of damage here? I don't think
I
so.
don't believe so.
That was a land.
this, this.
Is there a pump
Do
spell?
you target this and George? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
It's
4
hard to
damage coming
just-
in. A +3/+3 spell. That is a spiral into solitude.
And that is not going to get the job done. Julian Riedener picks up game 1. That immolation was Nasty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looked like Marco was in the driver's seat that game. Kind of had answers to everything and had a nice army of flyers, but it was just a little too slow to rebuild after the immolation.
No immolation in hand yet for Riedener.
Don't need it. Just draw it the perfect time you need. That's kind of...
That is
that's
better. Land go from both players to kick things off here.
Unwelcome Sprite turn 2. All right, nice aggressive start here with a Glamour Might as well, so can try to go to the skies here. Vile Boggart would be an excellent draw here for Julian.
God, that would be really nice. Turn it into a removal spell. I mean, he's had to do that.
Right.
Since he doesn't have actual one-for-one removal spells, he's had to get creative. There's a sweeper, one of the few in the format, and it happens to be a one-sided sweeper usually.
Right. All right.
Auntie.
Just kind of getting things going, but no great blockers here. So Marco can attack with the Peddler just to get a loot if he wants, but also has that Glamour Gifter as a nice combat trick here if Julian does decide to block. Wow, protective response as well. Okay, so you know, being able to play these cards at instant speed is also quite strong with that Unwelcome Sprite in play.
Yeah, more likely for him to find action as the game goes deeper.
Yeah, just perhaps just attack with both, get that loot. Makes a lot of sense. Ooh, and another interactive spell. So now do you discard the land? You will miss your land drop for the turn, but all your spells are pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to. With one land, he can double spell also. I kind of don't blame him.
Yep. And then now you can just run out the Glamour Gifter, put an extra flyer out there, deal with the Elder Auntie.
Did Riedener double block there?
It looks like it, yeah. Although turning this into a 4/4 would still just mean only one creature dies.
Right.
I don't know why you double block. I'm trying to think
Oops.
what you can play around here.
Trigger. Let me think for a second.
Marco more concerned about the engine. The Gristle Glutton is kind of a very important engine card for these Goblin decks. Although the Elder Auntie is still pretty strong here as well. Oh, wow. Did
Grub?
not want Grub. Digging for that immolation.
Wow, when you see your opponent throw away that card.
Like, you don't want Grub? Okay.
Maybe Julian figures I'll just get that back later. He does have multiple ways to recur that.
Does have Unbury. Oh, okay. An Enraged Flamecaster here as a way to block these flyers. Could possibly have even boarded it in, right? Just to slow down Marco's flying squad.
Wow, I can't believe that Grub's in the yard.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already a Gristle Glutton in there.
That is some serious discipline.
Riedener feeling the pressure here from Belacca.
So now the Peddler wouldn't be just straight up a free attack. Although you can just use Noggle the Mind here to just kill the Elder Auntie, right?
Oh yeah, that
because
does
it
work.
does have a -1/-1 counter on it. So you just put it on there. Then you can attack with the Peddler as well.
Can we speed up a bit?
Yeah, Marco's getting urged to play a little bit quicker. Remember, it's both players' responsibilities to play, you know, in a fashion that could finish in the allotted time. And, you know, we'll note here that Riedener already has a draw.
Right.
Probably very reluctant to pick up a second one.
Yeah. Although currently it's not Riedener, right?
No, I'm saying he's like, hey,
he wants you to play faster just because right now it's currently been Marco who's been in the tank.
Right, and he's been urged a couple of times by the judges to make sure that he's playing briskly.
Yeah.
That first game did take quite a while.
It did, it did. So now Julian,
make sure we can finish.
Another Glutton here.
What else does he have?
Chaos Spewer putting some counters on the Glutton. You still you still have a nice 5/4 in play. I imagine Blossom Bind here would find its way onto the 5/4.
Yeah, really good target for the Spewer here.
And you can't blight onto it either.
Cannot. That's That's one of those things that when you read it, you go, wonder what happened in testing, you know?
Yeah, it looks like Marco's opting for the protective response here instead, because this way you can add more to the board, play the Mentor, and still have the ability to convoke the protective response out.
Yeah, you really do have to play this way. With the Merfolk deck, you want to try to do both at the same time because of Convoke.
Absolutely.
And he's going to be really happy.
It's a good board here now for Marco.
You know what I'm thinking, Paul?
Soul Immolation.
A little immolation, maybe?
Would need to get a decent-sized creature on the battlefield. Does have that Chaos Spewer. Okay.
So he plays a Biovile Boggart as well as the Spewer.
Right. So the flyers can still get in here. Excuse me, there's just one flyer.
Right.
But there is a Blossom Bind in Marco's hand still. So that is a really great way to deal with the 5/4 that's in play. But I suppose it's not the easiest. The Biovile Boggart, very, very good against the Silver Gill Mentor and the 1/1 token that's in play.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we will probably see that. Is Julian out of cards? Oh,
he is out of cards.
It's a little tough because a Rummage could be really important here.
Definitely.
Maybe he just needs to kill the 2/1.
Okay, big attack here. If you do that, you block the Mentor. So, yeah, just the 1.
Just this one. Yeah.
So not the biggest clock. So
No.
Julian has a little bit of time if you can rummage and look for some of those key cards.
12, right?
You know, finding a Reaping Willow would be great. Soul Immolation, of course, we've seen what that can do. Now you can excuse me, you
can
can't
respond,
rummage anything.
right?
Yeah, but you can't rummage. He has no cards in hand.
Cards?
So you're just saying it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. Now the creature should be tapped.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Is that a trigger you have to remember?
I don't think
I
so.
assume it's just tapped.
I think it's just tapped.
Okay, I mean 6/6. Huh.
Run away together for Belacca and nothing for Riedener.
You could use that as a way to pick up the Glamour Gifter as a trick or make an extra token off the Mentor. Lots of little things you can do.
Yeah.
And you know, Marco, not putting a lot of pressure, right?
No, he's
He's been
not.
playing a lot of things here, but the ground is kind of locked up.
What happens with the Gut Splitter gang here, though?
Trigger?
You could,
Seconds.
yeah, so now he's got
Remember, he
Whoa.
can't put it on the Chaos Spewer.
right, he could
Right
put it on
here?
the Boggart and just kill the 2/1 or try to.
That seems fine.
Make a counter here.
Yeah. So now for Marco, are you looking to run away together? Yep.
Wow, that's a great
Okay.
target for it, though.
This?
What did he
Yes.
bounce?
He
Okay,
bounced.
so, yeah,
Oh.
that makes a lot of sense.
I thought he pointed at the Glutton.
I'm like, yeah, that, bouncing the 6/6 makes a lot more sense. I was surprised that he pointed at the Gristle Glutton. And if you're Julian, you just kind of, oh, wow, that's a Grave Shifter.
Oh, hello.
Okay. That's a little bit of action.
Can you just get back the Boggart? No.
Grub.
Forgot about
Gets
Grub.
back the Grub, and the Grub can get something back. So Julian kind of getting his engine going here. Still sitting at a pretty comfortable 11 life.
What?
He's just not under that much pressure.
So now is he discarding the Gut Splitter gang, trying to find a land for the Grub?
Yeah, it does look like that.
All
and a
right,
quick
yeah,
nod from
yeah, he's like,
Julian
"Yep,
says, yep,
this is what I wanted.
that was the plan.
All right, Grub getting back a Goblin card.
Boy,
Okay.
that Gut Splitter gang with Grub next turn.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of damage. Okay, Temporal Cleansing, though. Now, Grub is... There's no good targets for the Temporal Cleansing right now, right? You don't really
No.
want to bounce Grub or Grave Shifter or the Gristle Glutton, really.
You're not getting a key blocker out of the way here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yep.
everybody in.
Yeah, I mean, they're both one toughness creatures, right? So
Yeah.
just going... I'm happy to trade with anything here.
And it looks like Julian's also happy to even just to trade off for a 1/1 token.
Right. I mean, all Marco can do is just try to get in as much damage as possible here.
Yeah, and he really needs to because
Right.
right now Julian Riedener, he is well set up with that Grub to go long here.
Yeah.
He can get back Grave Shifter and start doing. Yeah, you're not going to like what you see on the other side.
Yeah, we got to see the other side. So when this flips over, which Julian likely will,
Mm-hmm.
when it attacks, you blight one. It also has menace. If you do, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of the blighted creature, except you must sack it at end of turn. And then when it flips back, well, you get another goblin back out of the graveyard.
That's right.
So maybe just going to oof.
This is the tempo play here, but
remember, Julian can rummage and then just draw the grub again.
and just get it again.
Right.
Draw.
You can play the Gut Splitter Gang even. Oh, is that a Dream Caesar?
One card left in hand here for Belacca, so
Yeah, so you can Dream Caesar, put a counter, then you can also draw the grub here if you want.
and play it.
And this would get the last card out of Marco's hand and give you a blocker for the flyer.
Stress season. Light.
Yep.
It was just a plains, but that's a lot of
Bill?
key information there for Riedener. He
Yeah.
knows the way is clear now, and he just needs to protect his life total.
Right, I think he's going to sacrifice the Gluttony here. Discard
There you
that
go.
Gut Splitter Gang, draw the grub.
Discard.
Yep.
Draw.
And we're basically back where we were last turn,
Right.
where next turn he can have the Gut Splitter Gang if he wants it, plus
No,
a
Brave
transform,
Shifter.
right shifter into something. This is what we were just
All
talking
right,
about,
Marco
though.
needs a big draw here.
Plains. Is that what it was? No,
Was
it
it
was
Tributary?
Tributary Vaulter.
All right, now you can get in for a pretty big attack here, right? None of these creatures block very well. You get a loot. It's a land. Okay.
I wonder if Julian does want to block. He has the Grave Shifter in hand, so a block isn't,
Yeah, you blocked.
isn't crazy.
I mean, you just block the grub, you just get it back, right? So you
Right.
just try to minimize the damage you take here. You take 3, you go to 5. Next turn, you just go Grave Shifter, back the grub, play the grub. You still have 2 creatures in play again. Marco doing everything he can here. Has a 3rd creature. Now the Vaulter does get in for a good amount of damage. Excuse me, just the 1, and there's no other flyers in play. Right?
That's
So
right.
if Julian plays Graveshifter into the grub, I mean, the Vaulter would only be getting in for 1 extra point of damage.
Riedener's at 5.
He's like, should I get something else? I think like he briefly considered getting the Flamecaster back because it's a 3/2 reach, but this just has so much more upside.
And he's going to go for the Gut Splitter Gang again.
It's not that good. It's not Ancestral Recall good.
That would be helpful here for Belacca. And it's an
It's a
island.
land.
That feels like it's not enough.
I mean, I imagine the flyer is still going to get in. You're going to pump the Peddler, turn that into a 4/3, and that would be a lethal attack, forcing Julian to block. You could also pump the token here as well, because you're at 20. You don't really care. You just want to try to sneak in as much damage as you can. But this, like I said, this is a lethal attack, and Julian would have to double block the Peddler here to actually get it off the battlefield.
So is he just going to Grave Shift block?
But Marco just went back-to-back lands here. Julian might just chump block here with the Graveshifter, keep the grub around. Oh, wow, Julian also has Feed the Flames here. Oh, look at
Oh, he's
this.
going to go for the double block. So he is just in
Okay.
grind mode here.
So now the grinding is all done,
Right.
The loop is gone. All you have is Gut Splitter Gang and Feed the Flames. Okay.
Oh, this is a different look.
Yeah. You might want to just fire off Feed the Flames here on the flyer. Oh, that is also a Dream Caesar. You can choose not to make your opponent discard,
1 card in hand.
because you certainly don't
Yes.
want to just like play that as a 2/1.
But having it be a 3/2 flyer would be very nice here.
What is he going to do here? Is he afraid about that? Is he afraid of that last card? Or do you do the safe thing and just kill the Vaulter? I kind of want to kill the Vaulter.
He did
Yeah.
too.
Because
It
now
just
there's
feels
no
like
top
there's
deck.
so much less that can
Yeah,
go
there's
wrong.
no top deck that Marco can draw that just straight up wins in the game this time.
Right. And in fact, he found another plane. So
Okay.
down to 3 goes Riedener.
Down to 3.
But what's the plan now?
For Riedener,
Right, because,
I mean, he just has 2 giant creatures he can play.
yeah,
And he's obviously not able to take damage here from the Gut Splitter Gang, but he can just keep shrinking it down and just have it stay in play if he wants.
I think the issue here is if Marco finds something with flying. right?
Yeah, that's
the name of
right.
the game.
This is a Wretched Wretch into Dream Caesar. You can now put a counter on the Wretched Wretch. If that trades with something, it would come back as a 4-2, and you get the last card out of Marco Belacca's hand.
Yeah, and you kind of want that thing to have a counter on it anyway.
That's another land. That was like
That's
four lands in a row
for him. That's rough.
All right, Julian might be turning the corner here. He can start getting some attacks in. Found a swamp, but Dream Caesar can certainly attack. I mean, you might be able to just attack with the Wretched Wretch as well because you will be playing Gut Splitter Gang this turn.
Totally. It's only a 1/1. Even if it were to die, it's like, sure, I'll go to 2.
So that's 6 damage coming in.
And then drop Gut Splitter Gang.
Gut Splitter Gang.
Huge.
6/6.
Your move. Is there something on the top of the library
Flyer. Needs a flyer.
No, he found a peddler.
Okay, so the peddler comes in.
He's going to be glad he kept that other card in hand, though.
And Julian probably going to just blight onto the Wretched Wretch.
Yeah, that
Keep
is
the 6/6 in play, and the Wretched Wretch would come back. There's a 4/2 with no text. Oh, wow. That's a Mud Button Curse Tosser. That's the draw here for Julian. That is really good with, of course, blight effects.
Combat.
Yeah, that will ruin Belacca's board over time. I mean, right now only the one target, but he's got a lot of creatures that cost 2 or less.
Okay, this is kind of tricky. What do you attack with? All right, this is the safest attack. Getting in for 3 in the air, giving yourself 2 blockers here, and you're going to run out the Curse Tosser. Next turn, that one is certainly going to be blighted onto to kill the Silver Gill Peddler.
Yeah, that's a big problem here for Belacca. He needs something right now.
Oh, okay. That was a Shore Lurker. That is a lethal flyer.
That's a lethal flyer.
So now, I mean, if you can find a way to kill Dream Caesar, get that off the battlefield, that is a lethal attack with the flyer.
And in Belacca's deck, he has a lot of ways to even temporarily get blockers out of the way. He kept something on top.
Oh, that is big here. Remember, the Mud Button it only kills 2 power or less.
Right.
So can't kill the Shore Lurker.
So he either kept something that can get the flyer out of the way.
Trigger.
Or maybe a card draw spell or something like that.
Right. If it's a removal spell, it'll be so huge.
Yes.
He could steal this.
Now, Julian did find Reaping Willow, though. That is huge.
Way.
And he has the Swamp, so now he can get the Enraged Flamecaster to make sure he can't die off of a removal spell off the top here from Marco Belacca.
So we'll have a Reach Creature and a Flyer.
Reach Creature and a Flyer, keep the Flyer back, and you have a 3/6 lifelinker on the battlefield. By the way, you also have the Gut Splitter Gang, so you can just start looping things out of the graveyard. Huge draw here for Julian.
This is the second time that Julian has been on the absolute verge of setting up an unstoppable card advantage engine. He ended up choosing to double block to keep the board state low, and he wasn't quite able to get it going before.
Right.
But now he is once again going to be on the precipice of making that happen.
If you're Marco, I imagine you just take it here. Just take the 4.
7.
Your opponent's at 3. What a big draw here.
2 counters.
And you have to get back the Reach Creature here, right? Yeah, yep. Great line here from Julian. Recognizing the only way he loses is a bounce or removal spell off the top here for Marco.
And Marco kept it on top. I wonder if it's card draw. Or if he did. It's Omni Changeling.
Okay, so that is
a second lethal threat?
Yeah, that is a second lethal threat.
But that's not good enough.
You could also copy Reaping Willow.
Oh, that's true.
Looks like he's paying full price here. You could tap down the Merfolk, and then if you play a land, you could actually activate the Reaping Willow.
And
if
he
that's
does
what you
have
wanted
that
to
land,
do.
too.
No, but he's...
I mean, is a second 3/3 flyer going to be what gets the job done?
I mean, with the Reaping Willow, it's just kind of tough, right?
Right, because
you're gaining the life back.
If Riedener gets to attack and gain any amount of life, now all of a sudden we're off of that plan.
I mean, Julian is going to put 2 counters on Reaping Willow, put Grub back into play, get Grave Shifter back. I mean, you can just do everything. That again, I can't stress enough how ridiculous of a draw that was outside of Soul Immolation, right? Those are the 2 best cards he could have found, I think.
Unbelievable. Reaping Willow is going to go off.
It's like, Grub's pretty nice. Oh, you can also do this.
And then do it again?
Yeah, do it again.
And then still get the Grub?
Look at this Goblins block constructed deck here,
this
Julian.
Is absurd.
Oh my gosh.
And somehow,
2 mana make a 5/4.
The most important thing out of all this is that he gets to turn that thing sideways and gain 3 life.
Absolutely.
That's after the nonsense is over, and we're not done yet.
There is more.
This one,
There's the grub.
trigger.
What do you want to get back? You can also get back Dream Caesar.
Dream Caesar's insurance
Right?
plan.
That gives you a third flyer just in case.
You could get Grave Shifter if you want.
Combat.
Definitely attacking with that and the 4/4.
Yeah, these are really important attacks.
Wretched Wretch
here.
can also attack. Yes.
And this is huge pressure. I mean, let's not forget, Marco's at 7. This
Yep.
is lethal.
This is a lethal attack. Something needs to get chump blocked by that 1/1 token. I suppose the 4/4, and then you just take 6 and go to 1. No, that would kill you.
They were just checking what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
changeling was.
Shore Lurker. Yeah, a Lord doesn't do it. You could
Belacca.
you could double block the Reaping Willow, but Julian also has that Grave Shifter, right? So if you do this, you just play the Grave Shifter after and get the Reaping Willow back.
Right. And
Yeah.
now you're at 6 life with multiple blockers. There's no way out now
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Marco
I mean, now you're
Belacca.
at 4
So I gain
life
3,
here.
Go to 6.
Reaping Willow comes back.
You lose 3.
Julian Riedener
4.
is going to be the first one to actually clear defeat past Marco Belacca on the weekend. It took him till round 3 of the second draft to find somebody
Yeah.
that could beat him, and it is Julian Riedener delivering the first loss finally for Marco Belacca. What a run for him.
I mean,
Now 10-1.
just that late game recursion engine. It's almost like the entire deck was kind of centered around that Reaping Willow. That Reaping Willow, once it got in play, was just completely unstoppable. You draw that card and you can't deal with it, the game is over.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Absolutely able to take over the late game there. And remember, that's Riedener's first Pro Tour. Like these are, you know, you're in the feature match area, you're on the stream, there's a lot of people watching. This is a much different thing than any other tournament experience that you can get, even other high level ones. And good for him. Nice and calm, and was able to get the win there. Really great stuff. And now we've got a whole lot of players at the top of the standings ready to fight it out. That's going to do it for this round. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be at the news desk. Don't go anywhere.